Well, you want to see 5 animal mods for farming similar to 25 that will improve your game? Stick around, let's take a look. Okay, the first one is Animal Food Calculator. Animal Food Calculator. I'm going to type in animal food and it should come up. And there it is right here, Animal Food Calculator. And it does some things for you. What it's going to do is show you how much food you need for that animal barn or pen per day and also per year. And that's pretty convenient. It also supports the enhanced animal system. Well, let's take a look at that in game. Okay, check it out. I have a chicken pen here with 150 chickens in there. It's maxed out at 150. Let me show you on the menu. If you look at my food, I'm using 750 liters of food per day, or 9,000 a year. I know since I have 12,000 in there, I have enough to last the whole season. So now my excess barley, I could sell that. So I know, because I know I can make it all the way through the season. That's pretty cool. Instead of just guessing, this shows you right there. Let me show you my pig pen. Same thing on the pig pen. I have 100 4-month-old pigs. Okay, and they're using, that's going to change as they get older, they use more. But right now, I'm using about 4,200 a day. So you know if you're going to go to the next day to have more than that in there, and you're going to make it. So that's pretty cool. And that's just cool to know. Really cool to know. It takes the guesswork out. Great for managing your animals and farming similar to 25. Let's look at the next one. Okay, number 2 is called Excess Animals Sold. Excess Animals. And that's it right here. Check this out. So what it's going to do, and this is highly rated, because it's just going to give you money that you wouldn't have otherwise. Okay, so if you have a capacity in your cow pen of 20 and you got 20 dairy cows in there, when they reproduce, normally you don't get anything. Or if you have sheep, same thing. When they reproduce, because you're selling the wool, you don't get anything. But this is going to give you, when they reproduce, it's going to sell those automatically. Let me show you what it looks like in the game. Okay, check it out. I have a sheep pen here with 180 sheep in there. Okay, so I'm selling the wool for that. But check out on the menu. Okay, look at this. In August and in October, I made $12,000 extra dollars, and that's because my sheep reproduced and it sold them automatically. So in the last couple of months, I've gotten $24,000 just extra money that I would not have gotten from the Excess Animals Sold mod on Farming Similar to 25. All right, let's look at number 3. All right, check it out. Number 3 is the Animal Package Vanilla Edition. Animal Package Vanilla, and that's it right here. Now I like this one. They have another one that's really complicated that changes everything about the animals, and you can use that too. But I like this one because it doesn't change the mechanics, but it makes them more realistic looking. Okay, it puts little tags in their ears. It has different variations in their fur, so they look different. And it shows some real differences in males and females. Let me show you what this looks like in the game. Okay, before I show you this, let me throw out a caveat. If you implement this in your game and you have existing animals, they're going to go away. Okay, they're going to disappear. So don't do that. Save your game, go into your game, your save game, sell your animals, go back out, and then activate this mod. Because if you don't, your animals that you have would be gone and you'll lose that money. So you don't want to do that. But check this out. I got 2 cows in here. That must be the female. You could tell. And this is the male, looks like. I'm not going to point it out, but if you look, you can tell that that's a male. But I like this. It adds a sense of realism. And also their coat is no longer a carbon copy. These are the same kind of cows. And that one has a lot more black in it, and this one has more black, more white than the other one. So it varies their coat too. So when you look at a field of them, it just looks a lot more realistic. Let me show you the pigs. Okay, that must be the male. You can tell. And there's the female. Okay, really cool though. Just like real life. It gives you some differences in male and female. Now, the males aren't going to reproduce by themselves, okay? So keep that in mind. For that reason, I don't necessarily like it on the pigs, but I love it on sheep, okay? And one reason is, all right, look at this sheep right here, and look at this. the males are an actual ram, just like a Dodge. Check that out. Isn't that cool? And they got little ear tags in there, but you can see the bighorn horns on there compared to the female. So that's really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. All right, let's look at the next one. Okay, the next one is called More Visual Animals. More visual, and that's it right here, more visual animals. And what that does for you, you know, the game, you can have a lot of animals in a field, and it doesn't really show that many. Okay, once your field gets big, it looks like a few scattered in there. This changes that. Okay, this changes that. Let me show you in the game. Okay, check it out. I have a large sheep pen behind me with 100 sheep in there. But since I have this mod, you actually see 100 sheep. Look at that. So if you were to count these, I'm not going to spend the time doing that, but if you were to count these, it will actually be 100 sheep. That's pretty cool, instead of a few just scattered in there like the regular game does. So this really makes your animals look more realistic. Now the downside is if you have a small pen, it's going to be really crowded if you use this. But you can control how many you put in there or how many you show. Let me just show you that real quick. Okay, I'm going to hit Shift T once the mod's in there. And I have a maximum here that I can do. You can change that. So if you have a smaller pen, this field is big enough to do the maximum of 198 that it's going to show. But if you have a small pen, you know, and you got 60 in there, you might not want to actually show 60. All right, let's go look at number 5. Okay, number 5 is Better Animal Waste Products. Can't type. And that's it here. And what's this going to do for us? It's really transparent inside the game. By the way, this thing's got 5 stars. People love it. But what it's going to do for you is make your slurry and manure, as far as fertilization, go further. In the game, most oftentimes, it's more beneficial just to sell it instead of use it as fertilizer, because you'll get more money that way. And it's more expensive than, you know, regular fertilizer. So that's kind of a glitch in the game. So to get around that, this equalizes it a little better. You're going to get about 50% better usage with this thing. It's going to go 50% further than it did before. So instead of covering that much, you're going to be able to do the whole field. So that's kind of cool. So it makes your tank last longer, which is good. But also, if you're playing on normal or hard, it's going to be more beneficial to use this as fertilizer than it is to sell it. So, and that's how it is in real life. So that really makes a lot of sense. So adds a little bit of realism to your game. There's really nothing to see in the game. It's transparent once you have it loaded. The downside is all of these mods are script, so you won't see them on console, unfortunately. Okay, that's my 5 favorite animal mods that I use on Farming Simulator 25. So share these with your farming buddies and hit that like button down below. And I'm Farmer Teacher. I'll see you on the next go round. Bye-bye.